Hello again, 40K fans. So today I'm going to do something a little different. I'm actually going to share with you the McFarlane Toys Warhammer line. So just got these a few weeks ago for myself and my boys, and I wanted to kind of show you some of the cool features of all of them, as well as some of the modifications that I've done. So first up, let's take a look at the Necron. So those great points of articulation. On all of these guys, so a lot of double ball and socket joints in their ankles, their knees, the hip joints. We've got double points of articulation at the waist, of course. And one of the things that I've done on all of mine, so they did come with a tiny little base, maybe about that big, that was just going to go into one heel. But what I've done is I've added magnets onto these style bases. Not only because I think that actually makes them look pretty cool just as display, but in terms of size, they really could double as knights. So if you can see, this is an actual 40K figure right there on its base. So another pretty big scale difference there. So if my boys and I really wanted to kind of play these, we could use the rules for Imperial Knights, but otherwise, some really cool articulation on these guys. Couple things that I've done. So I've added just a little bit more kind of detail in the eyes here for this guy, just to kind of make them look like they're more glowy. I've added just a light dry brushing of silver onto the gun, because of course it does come just kind of as a flat black, and that was really kind of two-dimensional, so I added just a little bit of a dry brush there. Another thing that I've done on the Scarab, of course I magnetized him on a flying base. So I just put him on a flying base because I felt like that was pretty cool. It'd be nice to get like a little bit of a pin or something to kind of put him kind of hovering over here, maybe on the base, but for now, something like that's good. Now let's take a look at the Marine, the Assault Intercessor. So one of the things that I've done differently with him, I almost completely repainted the helmet in this case. Just because I wanted to get a little bit more detail in the head, or in the eye. Also, again, the detail is kind of flat on some of these, just because it is just kind of blue plastic, or in this case it was just red. And so I wanted to get a little bit more shading in there. And then of course the gold is a really, really like dark, flat gold. So I did do just a little bit of touch up there. But otherwise, I didn't really do much on this guy. The gun does come kind of in a, or the pistol, does come in kind of a flat, just kind of dark, almost grayish silver. So I did a little bit of blackening on this casing and then silver on that, just to give it, again, a more of a three-dimensional feel. Same with the chainsword. So, you know, these guys out of the box are pretty good in terms of, you know, detail and articulation. You know, you can fully articulate this guy, move him around. I was going to do some shading on the blue, but I felt like it was actually pretty good. Now I did get the unpainted Marine, and I'm still working on him, as you can see. So I kind of took this guy apart to do a lot of the painting. I still haven't done the greaves, so from the knees down I'm still working on, but as you can see, there's some of the highlight work right there on him, and I've got his helmet done. Again, I really like painting the eye lenses. That was really enjoyable. When I get this guy completely done, I'm going to do a little bit of kind of this like paint scrapes. This was actually an accident. When I went to go put the legs back together after I had kind of painted this section, the paint just kind of scraped off. I don't know if it was the primer that I was using or not, but once I'm completely done with all of the red details and stuff, there might be a few spots of scraped paint, and I'm actually going to work those into, you know, being some battle damage so that it doesn't look like it's, or so that it does look like it's intentional. Of course, I've got his arms. Still painting his arms, so those just come off again with some of the attachments for the shoulders. And then, of course, I've got the bolt gun finished for this. And again, this was completely unpainted, so I just primed it, kind of a dark gray, then touched up the silver, the black, the casing, you know, did the gold. Got a little bit of detail there on the purity seal. And then, of course, he's going to be a Blood Raven, so I haven't finished my pauldrons yet. I have been working on them, but, you know, as you can see, I've got you know, the little mini of me that I'm trying to basically have this guy match. And as you can see, that's a pretty big scale difference right there. But I really enjoy these guys. I really think that, you know, either getting the guys painted out of the box or kind of doing the painting on your own, as you can see I'm still in the progress of, is really for a Warhammer fan. I think these guys are great for any collection, and I highly recommend them.